Something is stirring today, and if you can feel it in your bones, you already know this is no ordinary day. August 10th has arrived quietly, without the fanfare or headlines you might expect from a date this important. To the unknowing, it may seem like just another day, just another Sunday in the middle of summer, another sunrise followed by the usual routines, another sky that looks calm on the surface. But that calm is deceptive, because deep beneath the veil of the ordinary, something extraordinary is unfolding. The world is still humming with its usual noise, traffic moving through streets, conversations drifting in cafes, the endless scroll of phones glowing in people's hands. But there's another current running parallel to all of that, one that's invisible to the naked eye yet powerful enough to alter everything it touches. It's an unseen doorway, a threshold you can't quite locate with your senses, but can absolutely feel in your spirit. It's been forming for days, building with quiet precision, and today it's fully open. You may have noticed it already without realizing what you were noticing. The restlessness that's been visiting you in waves. The moments where you catch yourself staring off into space, lost in a depth of thought you didn't plan for. That subtle, almost electrical tension in the air, as if something is about to happen but hasn't yet announced itself. This isn't your imagination playing tricks on you. This is your intuition whispering that a cosmic alignment is underway, a rare and potent one, the kind that does not repeat in quite this way for many years. The Aquarius full moon may have passed, but its work isn't over. That moon didn't just light the night sky. It ripped open a portal, and that portal is still wide, still breathing, still pulling the threads of reality into new patterns. To the eye, the heavens might seem settled again, but underneath, unseen currents are swirling. They are rearranging, redirecting, clearing and drawing in energies like a tide that doesn't follow the moon alone but the rhythm of something much larger. This isn't astrology in its light, casual sense. This is alignment in its rawest form, where the language is vibration and the timing is precise. The universe has shifted a gear, and whether you realize it or not, you are moving with it. Over the past few days, perhaps strange little encounters have dotted your path. Maybe you've run into people you haven't seen in years, and the meeting felt strangely purposeful. Maybe you've overheard snippets of conversation that seem to echo something you've been silently wondering about. Maybe repeating numbers 1111, 222, 444 keep showing up where your eyes land. These aren't random. They are markers, gentle but deliberate, letting you know that your energy field is being rewritten at a deep level. And here's something you may not hear often. Today, your aura is not only more open than usual, it's magnetic. That means every person you stand beside, every space you linger in, every conversation you engage in has the potential to merge with you in ways that are hard to reverse. This isn't about avoiding the world, but about recognizing the sacredness of your energetic state right now. Being in the company of the wrong person today isn't just a matter of awkward conversation. It's a merging of frequencies that could follow you far beyond the moment. Aquarius energy doesn't tiptoe in quietly. It wakes the part of you that questions, that resists, that refuses to live in someone else's version of reality. It calls forward the visionary in you, the part of you that is hungry for truth and allergic to the masks people wear. But in that same light, it also peels back the masks of those around you. People may say things they've kept hidden for years. They may show you flashes of themselves they usually guard closely. The line between what is real and what is performance becomes blurred, and in that blur, you absorb far more than their words. You take in their intent, their unspoken longings, their unresolved shadows. This is why today is not the day to test the limits of your boundaries. It is the day to honor them as if your future depends on it, because it does. Every choice you make about where you place your energy, which spaces you step into, and who you let close will ripple far into the coming months. What you let in now could still be shaping the events of your life when the year draws to its close. The air today is heavy, but not in the suffocating way of dread. It's heavy the way a sky feels just before a storm breaks, not with fear, but with the weight of transformation. You are standing in a corridor that stretches between what you have been and what you are becoming, and for this brief window, the doors to both past and future are open at the same time. That's why the energy feels so charged, because the veil between timelines is thin, and you are being invited to choose which way you will step. And it isn't only the spiritual world that feels more accessible in this moment. Your own inner landscape is lit up in ways it rarely is. The parts of you that usually stay quiet are louder now. Thoughts you've tried to ignore won't be pushed aside. Desires you've buried under years of practicality or fear rise up like voices demanding to be heard. You may find yourself remembering things you thought you'd forgotten, conversations from long ago, moments you didn't realize mattered, dreams you once had but let slip away. You might feel waves of emotion with no clear source. This is not chaos. This is your higher self showing you the threads you must either release or weave into the fabric of your next chapter. But here's the hidden truth. Portals like this don't just bring insight. They magnify. They amplify everything in your immediate sphere, binding you more tightly to whatever or whoever is closest. This is why proximity matters more than usual today. This is why the quality of your surroundings will imprint on you like ink seeping into fresh paper. Every word exchanged, every silence shared, every energetic exchange will leave its mark. If you're in the company of someone carrying bitterness, fear, or anger, you may find yourself dragging that heaviness into the days to come. But if you place yourself where there is peace, vision, and truth, that will be the current carrying you forward. The stakes are higher than they seem. This is not just another Sunday to drift through on autopilot. This is the day where your reality bends, either toward the highest timeline available to you right now, or towards something that keeps you in patterns you've outgrown. And the choice, while subtle in the moment, will echo for far longer than you might expect. There is a reason the universe is calling for discernment with such intensity right now. We have reached a threshold moment where your choices carry more weight than you realize. This is not the season for people-pleasing, for shrinking yourself to fit old patterns, or for staying in situations purely out of habit. It is certainly not the time to brush off your discomfort or rationalize away the signals your body and spirit have been sending you. If your intuition says it's time to leave, you leave. If your chest tightens and your body feels drained in someone's presence, you step back. Not tomorrow. Not next week. No. On this day, that act of stepping away is not avoidance. It is preservation. It is not selfish. It is sacred service to the self you are becoming. It is a commitment to your future, to the you that will look back and thank you for having the courage to protect what was worth protecting. And let's be clear, this is not about fear. The energy arriving now is not a threat, but an invitation. It's not about preparing for something bad to happen. It's about preparing yourself to meet something extraordinary with full clarity and strength. What is unfolding is not chaos. It is precision. The post-full moon current is moving like a sculptor's chisel, stripping away distractions, illusions, and noise so that the truth can stand in the open. But for you to step fully into that truth, you must choose it. And not just once. You must choose it again and again, especially when it is inconvenient. Especially when it costs you comfort. When you wake on August 10th, know this, the universe is not passively observing you. It is paying close attention to what you nourish. Are you feeding doubt, or are you feeding the vision that has been quietly blooming inside you? Are you letting anything in simply because it feels familiar, or are you holding out for what deeply resonates with your soul? These are not small, everyday decisions. They are quantum decisions, choices that will ripple outward into years of your life, shaping the reality you will live in long after today has passed. In the stillness between moments, you will feel it, that subtle vibration in your chest, the quiet electricity in the air, the way time feels stretched, almost paused. That is not your imagination. That is the portal breathing alongside you. It is the universe whispering, I've cleared the path for you. Now walk it with intention, because once the sun sets, the doorway you stand in will begin to close, and the energies, people, and opportunities you have allowed into your field will travel with you into the next chapter. August 10th is not slipping in unnoticed. It has been calling to you for weeks, sometimes softly, sometimes with urgency. You felt it in the restless nights, in the fleeting moments of déjà vu that left you unsettled, in the strange way time seemed to slow as though the universe were leaning close to speak. These signals have not been random. They are the first waves of a tide that has been gathering power in the unseen. The Aquarius full moon cracked something open, and now the current is rushing through. This is why you've been feeling drawn inward. Why the superficial now feels unbearable. Why even small falsehoods feel like a weight pressing on your chest. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming clear. The fog that once let you overlook certain truths is lifted. What remains is a raw, unfiltered awareness that leaves no room for illusions. And while this clarity will be unsettling for some, perhaps even threatening, it is liberation for you. The choices you make today will echo far beyond the hours of this day. They will magnetize people, situations, and even challenges that reflect your current state of mind. If your heart is heavy with resentment, life will deliver proof to justify that bitterness. If your heart is open, clear, and aligned, the universe will respond with moments that confirm your faith. This is not a test in the way you might think. It is a direct response. The universe is matching your frequency in real time. That is why boundaries today are not merely sensible. They are sacred technology. Every no you speak is not rejection. It is a spell of protection. Every yes you give is a conscious invitation into your future. Energy exchange is never symbolic. It is literal. When you share space with someone, you are wiring your frequency together with theirs. Today, think of your aura as soft clay, ready to take form. Anyone you let in leaves their fingerprints. The question is, will you carry the imprint of peace or the mark of chaos? This is not only about the people you allow close. It's about the spaces you enter, the music that slips into your ears, the thoughts you allow to loop in your mind. On a day like today, everything is magnified. Everything becomes more permanent. This is why you might feel yourself instinctively avoiding crowds, drifting away from draining conversations, or craving silence more than usual. That is not you being antisocial. It is your higher self gently steering you toward preservation. There is a sacred irony here. The very energy urging you to protect yourself is also the same energy capable of propelling you forward with unprecedented speed. Once your field is clear, there is nothing to block the flow of what you are manifesting. Once your focus is sharp, the path ahead stops hiding from you. This is the alchemy of August 10th, the destruction of the false and the acceleration of the true. But understand this, the portal will not remain this open forever. The opportunity to step into this level of precision, to make choices that echo across timelines, will narrow. And when it does, the life you carry forward will be shaped by what you allowed in today. Like the tide that swells and retreats, this moment will also recede, but it will leave behind an imprint, an energetic signature that you will carry into the days and weeks ahead. What you choose today will ripple forward far beyond the hours of this single date. If you've been careless with your focus, your words, your connections, or the spaces you've allowed yourself to be in, you may find yourself needing to cleanse, untangle, and realign before you can truly move forward. But if you've been intentional, if you've chosen with care, acted with clarity, and held to the truth of your inner knowing, then you are stepping into a wave of momentum unlike anything you've ever known before. When this day draws to a close and the night sky settles over you, I want you to hold something in your heart. You are not simply passing through another ordinary page on the calendar. You are walking through a gate that opens only under rare and sacred alignments. And once it swings shut, the version of you that emerges will be shaped by everything, absolutely everything, you allowed into your space today. This is not poetic exaggeration. As the full moon reaches its highest charge, your body is functioning as far more than just flesh, bone, and breath. You are a living antenna, tuned to the subtlest frequencies, catching every pulse of energy around you. In this heightened state, the smallest things, a glance, a touch, a single sentence, can land inside you with amplified intensity. This is why certain interactions today can feel like an echo that doesn't fade. Your field is wide open, your sensitivity dialed all the way up, and every connection you make is weaving itself directly into the threads of your energy. Contact with the wrong person in this window can be more than awkward. It can be corrosive. A thoughtless handshake, a lingering embrace, a conversation that draws too close can leave you holding pieces of someone else's unresolved pain, anger, or fear. And because the energetic gate is open right now, those fragments don't simply dissipate. They embed themselves into your frequency, subtly altering your thoughts, shaping your emotions, and influencing the path you take from here. You've probably already felt it without naming it. That inexplicable heaviness after certain encounters. The fatigue that sweeps in for no physical reason. The sudden shift in your mood as though a shadow passed through you. The spiraling thoughts that lead you somewhere unfamiliar. This is not coincidence. This is energy transfer. It's not symbolic, it's literal. And under this sky, it happens in the blink of an eye. This is why today, more than almost any other day, you must be conscious about who you allow near you, whose voice you let echo in your mind, and whose presence you grant access to your sacred field. Aquarius energy is sweeping through, burning away illusions, stripping distractions, and forcing unvarnished truths into the light. But if you allow the wrong current to merge with yours, you risk carrying shadows that never belonged to you in the first place. This isn't about fear, it's about mastery. It's about recognizing that your aura is not casual space. It's a temple. And today, that temple's doors are unlocked. You would never let a stranger wander through your home unchecked. Why would you let someone drift freely through the chambers of your spirit? Because here is the truth the universe is holding in front of you. The next 7 days will crystallize the energy you hold right now. If that energy is clean, rooted in your own clarity, your steps will feel light, guided, and blessed with alignment. But if your field is clouded with projections, resentment, or heaviness from others, your journey will feel thick with resistance, as though every step demands more than it should. The choice is yours. If interaction today is unavoidable, move through it with conscious awareness. If you must share space with someone, keep your spirit anchored firmly in your own truth. And if you can, gift yourself the luxury of distance. Because the further you remain from unnecessary entanglements right now, the more clearly you will hear the voice of guidance that has been knocking on your awareness for weeks. August 10th is not simply about a lunar phase unfolding in the sky. It's about what your soul is doing in response. And today, your soul has one request above all others: protect me. This is not just a date. It's a hinge in the door of your life. On one side lies the familiar, the patterns you've walked 100 times, the identities you've worn without question, the quiet rules you've followed without ever stopping to ask why. On the other side waits a reality that hasn't fully formed yet but is already calling to you in whispers. This is a day of unveiling. The current from this Aquarius full moon doesn't merely wash over the surface of your life. It seeps deep, pulling up hidden truths, reawakening dormant abilities, and stirring emotions you thought were long resolved. If you've been feeling waves of nostalgia, bursts of creativity, or sudden flashes of understanding that seem to come from nowhere, it's because the line between your present and your future is thinner than usual, and pieces of what's ahead are spilling into your now. And here's something most won't tell you. When portals like this open, the universe rearranges your connections. Someone may suddenly grow distant. Another might reveal parts of themselves you didn't expect. Someone else may quietly exit your life altogether. This is not rejection, it is alignment. The portal allows only what matches your frequency to walk forward with you. Everything else, whether gently or abruptly, is removed from your path. You may feel pulled towards solitude, but this is not loneliness, it's incubation. Just as seeds need the quiet darkness of the soil before they break into bloom, you too need this pause, this space, this intentional withdrawal. Because something is forming in you, and it will be shaped by the purity of what you carry out of today. Your soul is craving this stillness more than you might realize, because in this moment of quiet, it is weaving together every upgrade, every shift, every subtle realignment you have been receiving in recent weeks. This is not just a pause for the sake of rest. It is an integration, a sacred assimilation of everything the universe has been pouring into you. On August 10th, silence will not feel empty. It will feel like a living sanctuary. Stepping into noise too quickly might even feel jarring or painful, as though it disrupts something delicate that's still settling inside you. Spiritually, this day is more than a date on a calendar. It is a checkpoint. Your higher self has been guiding you toward it for longer than you know, and here, it pauses you deliberately, placing you in a moment where you are asked to reflect with complete honesty. Are you carrying anything you no longer wish to bring into your next chapter? This question will not just appear in your mind. It will rise up in the form of experiences. An unexpected trigger might crack open an old wound. A dream could surface that stirs emotions you thought were resolved. A sudden interaction may test your patience or your boundaries. These moments are not random. They are the universe holding up a mirror, asking you to look closer. Every small detail today is a coded message. If you have the courage to slow down and truly watch, you will see how intricately life is speaking to you. In the weeks ahead, you'll notice a quickening. Reality will respond to your inner world at an accelerated pace. Thoughts that once took weeks to manifest could appear within hours. Opportunities will find you without you chasing them. But there is a truth here. The quality of what comes will match the quality of what you nurture in your heart and mind today. If you allow fear to take root, it will grow into obstacles. If you plant seeds of faith, they will bloom into miracles. So as the day winds down, treat its ending as more than the closing of hours. Let it feel like the completion of a sacred ceremony. Release what is no longer yours to carry, not tomorrow, not later, but now. Step into the next sunrise stripped of the weight that has been slowing you down, clearer in vision, and ready to move in harmony with the blessings that have been waiting patiently for you to claim them. August 10th is not just another energetic shift. It carries an ancient signature, the kind of vibration that feels like it has been echoing through countless lifetimes to meet you here. That's why some of you may wake with a strange familiarity pressing against your chest, as if you have stood at this very threshold before. And in a sense, you have. The recent full moon in Aquarius did more than stir your emotions. It activated your cellular memory. It pulled forward old agreements you made before you even stepped into this lifetime. Agreements about growth, about purpose, about transformation. You may not remember them with your conscious mind, but your soul remembers every detail. That sudden, unshakable urge to change your surroundings? That pull to distance yourself from certain people or situations? That deep, almost magnetic longing for a new path, a new place, a new version of yourself? These are not random feelings. They are echoes of promises your soul made long before you arrived here, now rising to the surface because the timing is finally right. This day feels charged because you're walking a corridor of overlapping timelines. Imagine a long hallway with dozens of doors slightly open, each leading to a different reality, a different future, a different expression of who you could become. Every thought you have, every word you speak, every choice you make today nudges you toward one of these doors. And the moment you step through, the others will close behind you. That is why the air feels different, dense and heavy one moment, tingling and electric the next. It is the vibration of possibility pressing in, offering you a chance to claim the life that is aligned with your truest self. If you slow your pace and really listen, you might even feel a subtle hum within your body, a quiet but steady frequency that lets you know your energy field is actively communicating with the universe. This is not your imagination. You are in dialogue with creation itself, and your emotions are the language you are speaking. August 10th also serves as a mirror. It will reflect back to you the parts of yourself you've tried to avoid or suppress, the fear of failure you've hidden under ambition, the hesitation to trust born from old betrayals, the resentment you thought you had buried. But the purpose of this reflection is not to shame or punish you. It is to give you the chance to release these old weights for good. The more you fight against these truths, the louder they will echo. The more you allow yourself to accept and understand them, the quicker the energy will dissolve. And perhaps most profoundly, this is a day of spiritual agreements coming into play. The people who appear in your path today are not coincidences. Each one carries something for you. A piece of insight, a lesson, an energetic exchange that moves you forward. Sometimes it will come as gentle encouragement, sometimes as a challenge, and sometimes as confrontation that jolts you into awareness. Pay close attention to the smallest interactions. A passing comment overheard in a store, a sudden memory sparked by a song, an unexpected message from someone you haven't spoken to in years. These are all breadcrumbs. Each one points toward the door you are meant to choose. As night falls, the energy of this day does not vanish. It roots itself within you like a seed beneath the soil. What happens in the coming days depends on how you tend to that seed. If you fill your next week with clarity, gratitude, and courage, it will grow strong and steady. If you sink into fear, self-doubt, or distraction, it will struggle to take root. The portal of August 10th amplifies your choices. What you focus on now will shape not just the weeks ahead, but the tone of your next chapter. And as this day continues to unfold, you'll notice your intuition is louder than ever before. It's not a faint whisper or a subtle nudge anymore. It's a direct transmission. Insights, warnings, and inspired ideas might arrive, so suddenly you'll question whether they were truly yours or something higher speaking through you. Believe them. Trust them. What feels like a fleeting thought could very well be divine guidance. You may also feel certain places pulling at you, either magnetizing you with their warmth or repelling you with heaviness. This is your inner compass aligning with the truth of where you belong and where you no longer FIT'd up. By the time the sun sets, you will have walked through a day that is more than just hours. It is an initiation, one that invites you to shed, to choose, to trust, and to step forward with a kind of clarity and strength that only comes when you have truly listened to the soul-deep messages the universe has been trying to send you all along. That sensation you're experiencing, the subtle pull towards some spaces and the quiet resistance toward others, is your energy body mapping the invisible field around you. It's your inner compass reading the vibrational signatures of your surroundings, letting you know which environments are fertile ground for your growth, and which ones are laced with the residue of paths you've already outgrown. Certain places, people, or moments will feel like they're calling you in, not because of coincidence, but because they hold opportunities your soul is finally ready to receive. Others will feel heavy, even draining, not to punish you, but to signal that they are tied to chapters that have already closed in your life. On a day like this, the choices you make about where you go and who you share your presence with are far more potent than you might realize. Each decision becomes a declaration to the universe. This is where my energy belongs. This is the future I'm stepping toward. The energy today is also charged with revelation. It has a way of uncovering truths you didn't consciously seek but deeply needed. You may overhear something in a casual conversation that cracks the surface and reveals what's really been hiding beneath a smile. A slip of the tongue might unveil someone's true intentions. This isn't about fostering distrust. It's about granting you clarity. The light of the full moon isn't selective. It doesn't just shine on the path ahead. It also illuminates the shadows you can no longer afford to ignore. Spiritually, August 10th carries the vibration of a sacred checkpoint, suspended between what was and what is still forming. This is not about assessing your possessions, titles, or outward progress. It's about inventorying your alignment. Are the actions you're taking today truly consistent with the version of yourself you've been asking the universe to help you become? Or do you still find yourself making decisions based on the energy of your old self, the one who carried fears and habits you've since been trying to shed? There's also a strong undercurrent of karmic closure in today's frequency. Old cycles are folding in on themselves, and as they do, the people, habits, and situations that kept those cycles alive may begin to dissolve. This can look like sudden endings, a conversation that makes you realize a friendship has quietly reached its natural end, a decision that renders an old ambition irrelevant, or a moment when you simply wake up and feel no connection to a habit you once clung to. These are not tragedies. They are openings, clearings that make space for something far more aligned to enter your life. More than anything, the energy today will magnify whatever you feed it. Move through the day in frustration, and you'll find it multiplying. Walk through it with reverence and intention, and you'll anchor blessings that ripple far beyond this date. The universe is tuned to your frequency with unusual sharpness right now. And your frequency, your emotional tone, your conscious presence, is your prayer. The lingering energy of the Aquarius full moon is not just an atmospheric shift. It's a rewiring of your inner architecture. The frequencies that swept through in the days leading up to August 10th have been quietly rearranging the structure of your inner world. Your thoughts may feel sharper, more precise, but less willing to dwell in the old mental loops. Patterns that once felt familiar or comforting may now feel suffocating. Conversations you once tolerated can suddenly feel hollow, even irritating. This isn't moodiness, it's refinement. The post-full moon portal works like a spiritual filter, allowing only what matches your rising vibration to move forward with you. Everything else begins to fall away. That's why, today more than ever, you cannot afford to carry energy that isn't truly yours. Every interaction is an exchange, whether it's a handshake, a hug, or simply prolonged eye contact, and not all exchanges are equal. Some vibrations arrive like nourishment, lifting you higher, while others can settle into your system like seeds that quietly take root, later sprouting into thoughts, habits, or even limitations you mistakenly believe belong to you. This is why today is less about avoiding others out of fear and more about honoring the sacred recalibration you are in. Imagine yourself as an artist in the middle of painting your masterpiece. Every brushstroke matters. One careless smear of misplaced color could distort the image you've been carefully creating. In the same way, one misaligned influence could blur the clarity you've been cultivating within yourself. Your body may be speaking to you more clearly now, sending signals that are easy to overlook if you're too busy to listen. Tingling the crown of your head, heat radiating through the palms of your hands, sudden waves of fatigue or restlessness. None of these are random. They are the signs of your physical vessel adjusting, making space to hold more light, more insight, and more clarity than it has in a very long time. Don't fight it. Let your body integrate at its own pace. And here is where many will miss the deeper magic of this moment, the power of stillness. Not the stillness of withdrawal or avoidance, but the stillness that says, I choose presence over reaction. Every time you resist the urge to rush toward a response and instead simply observe, you're teaching your energy to hold its shape. You're reinforcing your sovereignty. This is the antidote to the chaos, noise, and distraction that will inevitably try to pull you away from yourself in the coming days. By nightfall, you may feel something subtle but profound, a quiet knowing settling into your bones, as though the static has been turned down and the clear, unwavering signal of your true self is coming through. That is the gift of this moment. If you guard it carefully, it won't dissolve with the moonlight. It will anchor itself deep within your reality, shaping the weeks ahead into something unmistakably your own. And for those of you who have always felt, somewhere deep in your marrow, that you are among the ones chosen to carry a greater light into this world, this is not the time to doubt it. It's the time to stand in it fully. The energy that's moving through you today is not here to visit. It's here to reframe the way you move through every day that follows. You are, quite literally, being rewritten from the inside out. You've always known, deep in your bones, that you were different. The world has never felt entirely the same to you as it seems to feel for others. Crowds can feel like tidal waves, threatening to swallow you whole. Rooms seem to speak to you before anyone inside them does, their air already carrying the flavor of emotions, tensions, and unspoken truths. You can sense joy as easily as you sense heaviness, and more often than not, you know exactly how everyone is feeling before they even open their mouths. This is because your most prominent and natural gift is empathy, a gift so powerful and intrinsic that you don't just notice emotions, you absorb them. But here's the part that too few people will tell you. Empathy without boundaries is not a blessing, it's a flood. It will rush in from every direction and drown you if you do not learn to guide its current. You were never meant to live as an endless sponge for the pain, confusion, and shadows of others. You were placed on this earth for something far more intentional. Your purpose is to transmute energy, to take the heaviness of the world and alchemize it into light. But you cannot do this sacred work if you are depleted. You cannot transform energy for others if your own light has been diminished from overexposure. This is why today, August 10th, carries such a clear and vital message for you. It is not a call to withdraw out of fear, nor to isolate for the sake of shutting out the world. It is a moment to choose, deliberately, unapologetically, to direct your energy inward first. This is not selfishness. This is stewardship of the most sacred resource you have, your own soul. The truth is simple but profound. Just as you cannot pour water from an empty vessel, you cannot guide, heal, or lift another if your own spirit is cracked and leaking from the constant demands of others' emotions. And so today, grant yourself the full permission to retreat, not as an escape, but as an act of reverence for the process unfolding within you. Every quiet moment you spend in your own company right now is a moment your soul can breathe freely, without interruption. Every time you step away from unnecessary arguments, trivial distractions, or casual interactions that do not feed your growth, you're sending a clear message to the universe. I honor the sacred work you are doing in me, and understand this. Precisely because of the power in today's energy, the wrong vibrations will try harder than ever to reach you. Not all of these energies are malicious. Many are simply not in harmony with where you are heading. Some people, as kind or familiar as they may be, are simply not ready to rise with you. Their pace is not your pace, and their path is not your path. This isn't about judgment. It's about alignment. You must remember that your journey is sacredly yours, and not everyone can walk it beside you. Protecting your space today is not an act of pushing others away. It is an act of ensuring that when you step forward tomorrow, you do so as the clearest, strongest, most undiluted version of yourself possible. This day is about refinement. It's about letting the noise fall away so your own frequency can shine through without distortion. And now, as this portal energy hums through every cell in your body, as the moon's lingering pull amplifies your sensitivity, I want you to recognize something essential. The way you move through this day will leave an imprint. Your choices now will echo in the days to come. Every breath you take with intention will ground you more deeply in the present. Every act of preservation will ripple outward, shaping the path ahead. Today, let your physical space reflect the serenity you are calling into your life. Surround yourself with calm, with environments that feel nourishing rather than draining. Notice the subtle ways your surroundings mirror your inner state. Step into rooms that feel like a gentle exhale, and step out of those that feel like chaos pressing against your skin. Let your words be deliberate, for they are spells more potent than usual under this energy. Speak life into your future. Let conversations that uplift you linger, and let those that pull you into storms dissolve without guilt. Gossip, arguments, and the energy of complaint will drain you instantly today, so choose silence over meaningless noise. Let the quiet become your shield. Honor the call to solitude. If your body or spirit nudges you to step away for even a short while, follow that instinct without hesitation. This is not about avoiding connection. It is about creating a sacred container where transformation can happen unhindered. In these pockets of stillness, your intuition will speak with a clarity that the noise of the world can never match. And as you move through the day, anchor yourself in your body. Feed it foods that ground you. Breathe in ways that draw you fully back into yourself. Move in ways that let you feel both rooted and free. The moon's pull may try to tip you into emotional or mental extremes, but your body, strong, wise, present, is your anchor. Today is not about restriction. It is about liberation. It is about keeping yourself aligned with the frequency you have worked so hard to reach. It is about choosing moment after moment to honor your own energy as the sacred force that it is. And when the sun rises tomorrow, you will feel the difference. You will feel lighter, clearer, and more ready to step forward, not as a version of yourself shaped by the needs and demands of others, but as the most powerful, undiluted, radiant expression of who you truly are. There are certain windows in the flow of a year that are unlike any others, moments when the invisible threads between you and the universe tighten, moments when the choices you make are carried forward like a wave and echo far into the future. These are the energetic thresholds, and when you cross them with care, you step into the next chapter of your life carrying only what is truly yours. But if you move through them carelessly, you risk picking up the weight of what does not belong to you. Other people's fears, their unresolved wounds, their unspoken burdens. And those things, once carried, have a way of slowing your steps, clouding your vision, and making your path heavier than it needs to be. As we draw near to the end of this message, there is something you must understand with absolute clarity. August 10th is not just another page on the calendar that you'll flip over and forget. It is a day carved into the fabric of your destiny, a turning point that will ripple through the unseen layers of your life long after the clock strikes midnight. It is a gathering of forces, a convergence of invisible currents that the universe has been weaving together for months, perhaps even years, now rising into one powerful wave. You will either ride this wave forward into a higher, clearer version of your life, or if you resist and cling to the old, you may find yourself pulled under by its force. The Aquarius full moon may have already bathed the skies and faded from sight, but its light has not left you. It has sunk deep into the soul, leaving behind an imprint that cannot be erased. It has awakened codes that have been dormant for lifetimes, truths you may not have been ready to face until now. It has stirred something ancient within you, something that recognizes this moment as a threshold you have crossed before in other forms, in other lives. This moon has set into motion events and changes that will not be undone. That restlessness you've been feeling, the strange dreams that come like messages from another realm, the shifts in mood that seem to appear out of nowhere, none of this is random. These are signs that the portal is opened and that transformation is already in motion. Your inner world is being rearranged in ways you may not yet fully understand. You are sensing more, seeing more, feeling more, not because the world outside has changed overnight, but because your energy field has sharpened. It is clearer now, more finely tuned, and it picks up instantly what resonates with your truth and what does not. You may have noticed that certain people feel heavier to be around, as though their presence pulls on your energy rather than supports it. Conversations that once felt easy may now leave you tired, uninspired, or even slightly unsettled. This is not your imagination. It is the refinement of your spirit. The veil between you and the energetic reality of others is thinner, and the truth of every connection is more visible than ever. This heightened awareness is not a burden but a gift, yet it is only a gift if you honor it. Honor. It means you give yourself permission to say no without guilt, to step back without apology, and to guard your peace as though it were the very key to your future, because it is. Today is not the day to compromise yourself for the sake of making others comfortable. It is not the day to let just anyone into your space, whether that space is physical, emotional, or spiritual. Every exchange you have today will leave an imprint. The energies you allow in will not simply pass by. They will weave themselves into the days and months ahead. They will take root, and they will either nourish you or drain you. This is why your presence, your choices, and your boundaries matter more than you may realize, so treat this day as sacred. Move with purpose and with awareness. If your spirit calls for stillness, honor it. If you feel the urge to speak, let your words be carriers of light, not shadows. Touch only what you wish to bless. Share only the parts of yourself you are willing to see grow in the future. This is a day for intentional living, for choosing what you wish to carry into the world you are stepping into tomorrow. When the sun rises on the other side of this threshold, you will find yourself in a reality shaped by the decisions you make today. The universe is watching, not with judgment, but with anticipation, to see if you will finally rise into the person it has been preparing you to be all along. And if you have stayed with me through these words, know this, I'm not speaking in riddles, and this is not another date to mark and forget. This is a moment of true rewriting. The energies at play now are not simply cleansing your life. They are erasing the remnants of who you no longer are. They are lifting away outdated identities, dissolving patterns that have held you back, and severing ties that no longer belong to your highest path. This is a deep shedding, and from this moment forward, you are being remade. Your mind will not think the same. Your energy will not feel the same. Your very presence will carry a different vibration. You may not see every change immediately, but as the days turn into weeks, the signs will reveal themselves. Doors will open where there were once walls. Conversations will flow that lead you to unexpected opportunities. Connections will arrive without you needing to chase them. A clarity you have longed for will begin to settle into your heart like a gentle but unstoppable tide. The universe does not place moments like this in your path by accident. It has brought you here, to this exact space and time, so that you can stand at the threshold and see the life that is waiting for you just beyond the veil. All it asks is that you choose with intention, that you move with awareness, and that you honor what your spirit knows to be true. For once you step through, the path ahead will not be the same, and neither will you.